Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to look at the ways managers or employers can use to avoid layoffs of workers during the COVID-19 period or during times of losses when the company is no longer earning profits as it used to maintain. Considering the fact that COVID-19 is a rapidly evolving situation causing growing concerns across the globe, not only for our health but also the economy. The public health crisis is still continuing and businesses are dealing with unprecedented disruptions to operations and workforce stability. So many businesses are now dealing with the difficult task of learning how to keep a business stay in business. Sales are down across majority of industries worldwide. Business owners have to get creative to avoid laying off staff. Here are helpful ways managers or business owners should apply while avoiding laying off of workers or their employees. Number 1. Transfer or deploy employees. As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, many employers have seen a dramatic shift in the need for certain functions. If certain employees are being paid to work in areas of business with little activity, employers should consider transferring or redeploying them to perform another function that will provide the company with more equitable returns. The second way, number 2, reduce employee working hours. Hourly workers can be placed on a reduced time or part-time schedule, and overtime hours can be reduced or eliminated entirely. If the workforce is unionized, employers should confirm whether they are permitted to make those changes unilaterally under the collective bargaining agreement. In other words, as a bit of reducing on the expenses, managers or employers are meant to reduce on the working hours because working hours come with more money. So in times of losses, workers can reduce the working hours while maintaining their employees. And looking at the third way is reduce compensation. Employers can reduce compensation for certain employees. Bonuses, commissions, grants, and other incentive payments may be subject to modification depending on the contract, plan, or program. The salaries of non-exempt employees without a contractual right to a certain level of compensation can be frozen or even temporarily reduced. Number 4. Reduce non-employee workforce. To the extent employers use independent contractors or leased employees, the employer may be able to terminate an existing arrangement. However, employers should carefully review the contracts to ensure they understand the termination requirements and procedures and the consequences of such a termination. Employers should also be cognizant of misclassification claims that may arise in the event affected individuals subsequently claim that they were in fact common law employees and entitled to benefits as such. Number 5. Encourage use of paid time off or annual leaves. In the event the employer decides that a location needs to close, employers can encourage the employees to use accrued paid time off to the extent the employer reasonably expects the closure to be temporarily. This measure will not reduce wage costs, but it can reduce operational costs. Number 6. Allow salaried workers to take voluntary unpaid leave in increments. Some employees may take an offer for voluntary unpaid leave, which can also be framed as a sabbatical or a career pause. Further, salaried employees could agree to take voluntary leave, say 2 weeks per month, to reduce costs. However, Employers should be mindful that the voluntary unpaid leave rules are strict for exempt employees. Voluntary leave for exempt employees can be unpaid if the employee takes the time off for a full day of work for personal reasons and the decision is completely voluntary. Number 7. Institute mandatory unpaid leaves or furloughs. Mandatory unpaid leave, also known as furlough, is an option available to employers. Unlike layoffs, furloughs involve putting employees on a period of definite or indefinite unpaid leave with the expectation that they will at some time return to work. While a furlough is unpaid, employers should consult with counsel before discontinuing employee benefits. Employees should communicate with employees regularly if the furlough will last for an indefinite period of time. Employers may allow or prohibit employees from using accrued paid leave during a furlough period unless otherwise prohibited by law. Number 8 rather. Offer a voluntary separation or early retirement package. Employees may be incentivized to leave the workforce with a voluntary separation package. This allows the employer to reduce overhead costs associated with employing the individual and eliminates the employee's salary from future costs. Frequently, the highest paid employees are those that have been at the company for the longest time and therefore are closer to retirement. In conclusion, unfortunately for some employers, the steps above will either be unavailable or insufficient to avoid a mass layoff. If a mass layoff is inevitable, employers should carefully consider how to select the employees who will be laid off and document their business reasons for the decisions, as well as the criteria used to determine who or what categories of employees will be included in the layoff. So, considering these ways above, employers can actually use some of these reasons, some of these ways to reduce on laying off workers, especially during a time when a company is not making profits. So basically, in times whereby you cannot avoid mass layoff, it is actually encouraged to follow a critical selection on how you can lay off certain employees in an organization. Please feel free to subscribe, share, and like, and hit the notification button for more videos. In the next video, we are going to look at the criteria managers or employers can use to lay off their workers, reasons they consider when laying off workers, especially in times when business is not making profits, in times where the returns have reduced for the business. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment. Let's meet in the next video. God bless you.